This next video brings us to the city of Chicago, the Windy City, the city that we love to hate. And there are citizens there saying that CPD is arresting black legal gun owners, whether they have their permits or not. I'm curious to find out if there's some truth to this or not, because growing up in the streets of New York, y'all remember there's something called stop and frisk. Oh, they would stop us all the time. That's back then when, I forget who was the mayor, was it Rudy Giuliani? You know, one of those mayors that told the cops to stop and frisk every young black person that was in the streets. Now, mind you, we weren't getting into trouble. I'm not even going to lie to you, we weren't. A majority of us, we were getting into trouble. Yeah, we had, you know, them things on us. Yes, we did. But at the same time, you would get stopped whether you were doing wrong or not. That was the problem. And then you have to ask yourself, though, well, how are the cops supposed to know when you're doing right and when you're doing wrong, right? It's tricky. But does it make it right? That's the question. And so if the CPD is stopping black gun owners on the streets and they have their permits and they are still locking them up for personal reasons, personal gain, we're about to get to the bottom of this. Before we do, though, I need y'all to do 3 things for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share this video so someone else can do the very same thing. Why do you say it like that?
Stopped by police and charged with felonies, despite having valid firearm licenses. For the first time, an inside source has now come forward to speak only to our CBS News Chicago investigator, Dorothy Tucker.
The question we wanted answered was why.
We do too.
Why do some Chicago police officers arrest law-abiding gun owners, people who have done everything right and had everything in order? Our source, whose identity we are...
I am curious to find out why they would do that, even though it can't hold up in court. There's no way it can hold up in court. When you have your gun permit, your gun license, and you get arrested for having a gun while having a permit, it can't hold up in court. So these officers are either wasting their time, wasting the judge's time, wasting the court's time, or there's another motive behind it. And I think they have someone who is about to speak on the matter.
I have it.
You know, if I'm going to be honest, I think race is a big factor.
Of course it is. Most definitely.
Without hesitation, 𝗪𝗏 gives up his gun and shows his FOID and conceal and carry license.
Thank you.
The CCL, which made it legal for him to have a weapon.
Thanks for your honesty. Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it.
Okay, now I'm a little bit confused because if his license was not valid and it was revoked, are they lying? Because these officers are either lying to arrest this man or his license was actually revoked. When he went to court, I'm pretty sure all they had to do was run his information and they would find out if his license was revoked. At the time he was arrested, there would have been a lawsuit. Yeah, y'all may say, oh, that's minor. No, that's not minor. You put me in cuffs after I told you that I had just renewed my license and I could make a phone call and clear all this up right now. Instead, you choose to put me in cuffs now. I'm not going to say these officers were aggressive because they're not. They're actually being polite. That's what we look for. With police stops, that's exactly what we look for. As soon as an officer gets aggressive with a citizen who did not provoke them, yeah, that's when we get in their ass. Y'all gotta see how this officer is handling things. He's handling things in a calm manner, which I cannot say much about. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure this man here is terrified for his life because of the other situations he's heard of or seen on the news.
Terrified. I'm terrified.
Oh yeah, they fucked up. These officers fucked up. They got the wrong one. I know some of y'all have seen these videos where they stop people who are in prominent positions of power. Y'all have seen them. They've stopped judges. They've stopped lawyers, prosecutors, black ones, because they thought they were doing something. Come to find out, those black prominent people of power had some power over them, and they were able to reach out to their boss. Y'all could only imagine what happened after their boss got done with them. It happens a lot. It happens more often than we think, because I cannot say that there aren't nasty, dirty, racist cops out there. Of course there are. But at the same time, let's not judge all of the cops due to the actions of a few. We just can't do that.
Proposing felony charges for something that was, at best, a clerical error.
He was spared the felony charge, but still slapped with a misdemeanor.
What?
And a mugshot that's still in the system. So at one point, a political opponent
Posted my picture online and called me a criminal.
Oh, that's exactly what it was for. I should have known. Once you get put in cuffs and they run you through the system, you get a mugshot. He didn't get that felony, but he still got a charge. So now, guess what? They have you in the system. That's exactly what they were trying to do. Been there, done that.
Even after my case was dismissed. So these things adversely affect you.
Most
𝗪𝗏
definitely
is
do.
the latest case exposed by CBS News Chicago investigators where black gun owners faced charges they didn't deserve.
These cops were killing me.
There was business owner 𝗪𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗋.
I am concealed and carry.
And real estate agent Lucy Washington,
Wow.
Are
Wow.
you serious?
both charged with felonies. And like 𝗪𝗏, their cases were eventually dismissed. There could be more drivers with similar cases, but neither CPD or Cook County State's Attorney track how often drivers with valid FOID and CCL cars are wrongly charged with unlawful gun possession, only to have their cases dismissed.
But clearly, our first story about innocent gun owners wrongly charged resonated with the public. In just 1 month, it was viewed nearly 20,000 times on Instagram, 149,000 clicks on our website, more than 400,000 views on TikTok. In YouTube, a staggering 1 million hits.
You shouldn't be arresting people who are obeying the law. Period.
That's a
Full
fact.
stop.
David Harris is an expert in police law. He confirms 2 points. 1, state police never explained why valid CCLs were not in their system. 2, he says it doesn't matter because here's the state statute. It reads, the disclosure requirement is satisfied if the licensee, that's the driver, presents his or her license to the officer.
It really upsets me because if we're going to ask people to follow the law and then they do it and they suffer the penalty anyway, they would be perfectly within their rights to say, why am I bothering?
Exactly.
Why did these people get arrested?
We put that question to an insider on the police force, a decorated veteran who rose through the ranks and is choosing to remain unidentified to protect his position.
Getting weapons off the street is one of the #1 things politicians want you to do, superintendents want you to do, citizens want you to do. So unfortunately, some cops get really aggressive.
That's a fact.
There's also the
stop and frisk. Not to mention, when you get stopped, if you have a firearm in your car, if you do have your license, you have to tell the officer and keep your hands on the steering wheel. Do not make any sudden moves. You should place your firearm on top of the dash with both hands at 11 and 2 o'clock. If you lie to them and they find out you have a firearm in your car, it doesn't matter if you have your license or not. Your license can actually be revoked. So you need to tell them that you have your firearm and that you are licensed to carry. The reason they're stopping black folks and locking them up, I think it is political. I think a lot of it does have to do with these officers trying to fill a quota. Not to mention, the law expert said, as long as you produce your license along with your CCW, they should let you go. But these officers still decided to run these black legal gun owners through the system.
Personal and financial gain.
But if you have really, really high numbers in terms of firearms
off the streets, hey, that's exactly what's going on. I see it now. It's all about numbers. We know that politicians, especially when it comes to election season, love to play with the numbers. It looks good for them if they can produce statistics, numbers, and data. That's what they're doing. They are willing to put your life in jeopardy over some damn numbers so that they can get elected.
Officers might say, well, you know what, I understand this is an inconvenience.
But they don't care. They don't care at all and never will. That is messed up how they can target certain people. And at the same time, what we have to think about is how crime is high in Chicago. Trust me, we could be here all day discussing how high crime is in Chicago and how many people get deleted on a daily basis in Chicago due to gun violence. So two things can be true at the same time. You can say, well, damn, they're working hard to get firearms and illegal guns off of the streets of Chicago so that these babies can stop losing their lives, so that innocent bystanders can stop losing their lives. The gun violence can cease in Chicago. But at what cost? To who? The law-abiding citizens? No. Those people that they arrested, put through the system, gave them a mugshot, should never have experienced that. Why? Because they followed the law and they did what they were supposed to. And I've always said, if you follow the law, you do what you're supposed to, then you should not have to deal with the police and the bullshit that they could put you through. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.